to the point. Thanks very much once more, and congratulations to all of you for this wonderful evening. I didn't have the chance to watch, honestly, all the presentations, but several of them I was able to watch, and I was impressed by the diversified issues touched, and the very different geomorphological environments. What I'm going to tell you a few minutes, because I know it's long day, and I admire your courage, to stay there with your patience. Some remarks on the women's roles throughout history. Okay, my specialty is not geology or geomorphology; it's physics and archaeology, natural sciences, in cultural heritage. But in the course of my research, I have seen, and I have explored some issues which involve the figures, regarding the women and female from antiquity. So the symbol, the eternal female, symbol we're honoring in life in general, makes, I think, another turn, which this time towards the universality and the female lever and shaper, I would say, of the world history via the academic achievements, and in this workshop, the major contributions to geomorphology. So the first slide is, please, as it is, the title, the first point to appreciate here is that women's participation in sciences is not new, or the achievements to the modern world is in fact ancient. From Hypatia from Alexandria to Marie Curie, and contemporary personalities, women have played decisive, I think, and effective and catalytic role throughout human history. In the next slide, from Ishtar to Kali, from Isis to Athena and Aphrodite, or the numerous deities of the northern and western parts of the planet, the woman is worshipped literally for her fertility. She is considered a source of creation, actually, and generative power and rebirth. In short, an indestructible symbol. It was in the image of goddess Athena, that the ancient Greeks attributed this triple quality of the power, the wisdom, and the harmony or beauty. The goddess Athena is, of course, a classic example that shows that the attitude of societies is refined by as civilization develops. In the next slide, in ancient cave art, for example, the majority of handprints were found to be left by women, contradicting the belief that prehistoric societies held males inherently superior, and the earliest painters were predominantly male. Next slide, the advent of plow agriculture, but harvesting too, highlight an evolution in women's roles in traditional farming practices. In the next slide, also you can see women have historically played a prominent role in agricultural societies, comprising 43% of the global workforce and rising to around 70-75% in some societies. In the next slide, like those killed in Western Europe 7,000 years ago, agrarian women were probably essential manual laborers. The physical condition of their skeletons subverts stereotypes about gender roles in prehistoric societies. In the next slide, also, you can see female figurines that have been assumed to symbolize mother, goddess of fertility. From the Neolithic Macedonian Thrace, 6,000 years ago, to the Vinca culture in the Central and Eastern Europe, 5,400, 7,000 BC. In the next slide, it is the Cycladic and Minoan culture women figures, which are sculptured, shown as symbol of fertility as well, and or as deities. For example, we have the marble female figure of Cyclades, 4000 BC, and also a marble female figure from Paros and Naxos on the other side, of the slide, of 2600 to 2400 BC. In the next slide, please. Or as a Potnia Thiron, which means snake goddess, the goddess of animals, or a priestess performing ritual. You can see here two cases, 1600 BC and 1300 BC, both from Crete. Next slide, please. Or also painted in various beautiful colors in contact with the natural environment. Minoan ladies in blue, the fresco art, as they call it. And also, next slide, it is Minoan women as crocus gatherers. And the next slide, so from goddess of fertility to mother, from ugly to beautiful. Women's face and entity is metamorphosed in the social evolution, with prominent example, the Medusa and Gorgonian diachronical figures. Next slide, please. The women in action have sealed their presence as a female entity. The very earth that bears fruit brings life from the influence of the sun god and the sky. Next one, please, and the last one. Women, from goddess of fertility, matriarchy, expression of beauty and aesthetics, to Indrik, to the warlike Amazons, goddess mother, empress, scientist, worker, from the highest position in class society to the slavish, an inferior position in other historical periods, but also, unfortunately, in today's societies. So, from the women's suppression throughout centuries, woman, the partner of male, has undergone multiple differentiations, many transformations, and in the world and its long history. From unsuitable clothes to lack of chaperones, from sexual harassment to lack of proper funding. Throughout history, women geologists have encountered difficulties traveling to their field locations, or working in the field, whether these locations were close by or abroad. It was thus a significant event, your workshop, to gain distinction and honor of women in geomorphology. Congratulations to the organizers. Congratulations to the speakers, and warm thanks to Niki Volpidou for inviting me and for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Liritzis, for this nice trip to the evolution of the alteration of women in the society through the years. And